Hello, I'm Belkis Perez. Thanks for watching Coral Gables Television. Today on Coral Gables Now, the city's fire department, along with other first responders, has formed a stroke network. We'll tell you what impact that has on you. Plus, lost pets have a better chance of being found.
An old martial art can change your life. I've got the details. Find out how.
And meet the newest cast member of the show, Real Housewives of Miami. Those stories and much more. Coral Gables Now starts right now. Hello and welcome to Coral Gables Now. I'm Belkis Perez. In October, the Coral Gables Museum will mark its first year in operation, and there have been a lot of significant accomplishments since it opened. The most recent is bringing the exhibit Designed for a Living World here to Coral Gables. The internationally acclaimed exhibit is touring the country and is currently on display at the museum. Christine Rupp, the museum's acting director, is joining us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Belkis.
Congratulations for bringing this exhibit.
Thank you.
It's a major accomplishment.
It certainly is.
When you did you research this? Is this something that you wanted to bring? Were you presented with this idea? You know, what did you know about this before you got involved with the exhibit?
We were actually presented with the idea by one of our board members who found out about the exhibition. It had most recently been in Phoenix, and it was in a warehouse waiting to be shipped to somewhere in Miami. And the Nature Conservancy was looking for a venue to house the exhibition. We actually contacted them and said we think the museum would be a fabulous location for the museum or for the exhibition because it's based on sustainability, which is one of the things that the museum is focused on. So we had about 2 months of negotiation, and we signed a contract, and 2 weeks later we completed the installation. So it was a quick process as far as the installation is concerned.
So the curators of this exhibit did have to sign off on it. I mean, they had to. There was a process where, you know, just because you want the exhibit doesn't mean that you'll get it.
That's right. It's not a typical traveling exhibition situation. The Nature Conservancy sent representatives down to look at the museum, to meet with representatives from the museum, to look at the community of Coral Gables, because they were all from DC, where the national headquarters is located. So they came down, they loved the venue, they thought it was a perfect fit. The museum's in the middle of our central business district, surrounded by entertainment centers, businesses, and then obviously our residential community. So they thought it was perfect as well. So it worked out well for everybody.
Was this an eye-opening exhibit for you?
Absolutely. Probably one of the most challenging things was to figure out how to get 2 tractor trailers through the alleys of Coral Gables to unload all of the objects. And we hired an installation team that worked with the curator from the Conservancy, and they put the exhibition together in a week. So it was basically a plug-and-play exhibition, but there were many components to it, and the items are very valuable, obviously. So it was done with a great deal of care and consideration and forethought about how to make this work within our museum space.
And I think the exhibit itself is very impressive, and I think it's supposed to really jog your perceptions of what sustainability is.
That's right. I mean, the fact that the Conservancy reached out to the design community and contracted them to go into different venues around the globe, really engage the locals and create objects out of sustainable materials. I mean, it does make you think about where our objects come from, how we can treat the planet in a better fashion, and that we can create beautiful things from natural materials.
So what's your favorite piece?
I think the jewelry by Ted Mueling that's fashioned out of cocoa palm ivory. It's absolutely incredible. There are bracelets, earrings, necklaces out of this beautiful material. That, and it's really hard not to be really wowed by the salmon leather dress by Isaac Mizrahi. It's fabulous.
is amazing. And what time, it's time consuming too, to go and every single piece of, what do you call it, a scale.
That's
it's a standard
right.
scale, right?
That's right.
That's being used for that. It's incredible.
It's great.
Well, the exhibit, thank you, Christine, for being here. The exhibit is now on display until October 25th, and if you want more information, you can call 305-603-8067. It's a great exhibit, and you should head out there because October 25th, it's being auctioned off.
That's right. Every item within the exhibition, including the beautiful photo panels, are going to be available at the closing reception at a live auction.
So after this is the last chance that you've
That's
got
right.
to view this exhibit in its whole piece, because after this, it's gone.
It's gone.
All right, thank you, Chris. And up next on Coral Gables Now, the popular Miami Spice restaurant promotion is back. Find out which Coral Gables restaurants are participating this year.
City of Coral Gables has received 2 grants benefiting our bike and trolley users. I'll have that story and more coming up on City News.
And a Coral Gables resident is the newest cast member of the show Real Housewives of Miami. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Carlos from your local fire department with another safety tip. Each year, more than 2,500 people die in home fires, and almost 2/3 of those deaths happen in homes where smoke detectors are not working.
Smoke detectors are your first line of defense against deadly fires, but they cannot protect you if they don't work. Your local fire department wants to keep you and your family safe should a fire break out in your home. So please follow a few simple rules. Make sure you have smoke detectors on each level of your home and outside each sleeping areas. Test your smoke detectors monthly and change the batteries in your smoke detectors at least once a year. A good rule of thumb to help you remember when to change the battery of your smoke detector is at the change of daylight saving time. When you change the time on your clock, change the battery in your smoke detector. Early warnings from a smoke detector alarm can make the difference between surviving a fire or dying in one.
It's a plain and simple fact. Working smoke detectors save lives. We want you to be safe, not sorry.
No one is prepared for a stroke, but luckily for you, Coral Gables is. The city's fire department has created a team of emergency responders, surgeons, and hospitals that are committed to treating stroke victims with the best procedures and in the shortest amount of time. Veronica Fernandez has that story.
Yes, Belkison, like you said, it was different fire departments from Miami-Dade County that teamed up with health professionals to create one of the largest stroke consortiums in the nation. But our very own Coral Gables Fire Department was an important part of this association.
The initiative was announced at the College of Medicine at Florida International University. The Fire Officers Association of Miami-Dade, along with a total of 16 doctors and hospitals, got together to create the consortium.
I think this is a great opportunity to show that all the fire departments in the county are really looking out for the residents of the county, not only the city of Coral Gables, but county-wide.
This alliance was created with the purpose of delivering the best possible care to stroke victims and improve recovery outcomes.
Fire officers of Miami-Dade, that is our goal, is to work together to come up with programs that will benefit not only Coral Gables residents, but like I said, all the residents in the county.
During the press conference, stroke survivors spoke about their experience. They took this opportunity to thank doctors and members of the different fire departments who saved their lives.
Thank you.
Stroke is a disease that affects the arteries in the brain. It is the 4th leading cause of death, with 1 stroke happening every 45 seconds. This subject is very familiar to one of our own, John Carey. Carey's mom is a stroke survivor. She was one of the victims present during the conference. 5 years ago, Carey's mom suffered a stroke, and it was exactly this what inspired him to become an active member of the Stroke Network.
It's hard to talk about it. And things happen for a reason. I guess this is why this happened. So, she's a survivor.
According to the Center for Disease Control, 780,000 strokes happen every year in the United States alone. Proper care is essential to saving the lives of these victims.
This association aims to deliver faster care. That's all I have. Back to you, Belkis.
All right, thank you, Veronica. Still to come on Coral Gables Now?
Learn to bring good fitness and balance into your life here at the Coral Gables Youth Center thanks to an old martial art. Find out the details later on here on Coral Gables Now.
And have you seen this trolley around town? It's the latest vehicle in the city's fleet. We'll tell you what makes this one different. Welcome back. Thanks to a couple of grants, the city is now on its way to planning the future of its trolley operations and bike paths. Tanya Leitz has that story and others on City News.
That's right, Belkis. Well, these two grants were granted by the Miami-Dade County's Metropolitan Organization, and it should benefit bike paths in our city and trolley operations.
Consultants are working on creating these master plans to design the future of the city. This is a work in progress to help improve trolley transportation and make the city more pedestrian and bike-friendly. Speaking of trolleys, there's a new state-of-the-art trolley now in service. Vehicle number 17 has an automated wheelchair ramp and an integrated kneeling system, which lowers the front suspension for easier passenger entry and exit. Its service provides transportation along the same pathway as the rest of the trolleys, riding along Ponce de Leon Boulevard from the Douglas Metro Rail Station to Flagler Street. Provided by a federal grant, the city aims to continue expanding service for its residents and visitors. Meanwhile, the village of Merrick Park will undergo a name change into the upcoming year. Soon to be Merrick Shops, I spoke to the marketing director to find out more.
With the name change, we just felt it would better reflect the mission of the center, particularly with our international and shoppers that come here.
Celebrating its 10th year anniversary this month, the name change is only one of the few marketing initiatives to attract more consumers locally and globally. And finally, if your pet has gone missing, the City of Coral Gables will help you. On the city's website at coralgables.com, pet owners can access I Want to Find and/or Report My Lost Pet. This link will then refer you to information that is more helpful. Pets are an important part of our families, and the City of Coral Gables hopes to assist you. Reporting for City News, this has been Tanya Leitz.
All right, thanks, Tanya. In other news, mixed martial arts, or MMA, has really taken off in the past few years, even attracting a cult-like following. As Rodolfo Roman shows us, if you're interested in learning more about this growing sport, you don't need to look further than the Coral Gables Youth Center.
Judo is a martial art that can bring several skills that you can use in your everyday life, and it's offered here at the Coral Gables Youth Center.
Weight, age, or strength doesn't play a role in Judo. Technique is what determines skill. What you learn from the martial art can benefit your life.
I've gotten stronger, a little bit more discipline.
Eric is one of many children, teens, and adults who practice Judo at the Coral Gables Youth Center, offered twice a week. Judo is a martial arts created back in the 1800s in Japan. It features several skills for all ages.
Well, Judo is a combination of grappling and standing technique. The standing technique is you're going to throw the opponent on the floor.
The sport is very popular in the Olympics and competitive. It teaches many moves such as throws and hip tosses.
It helps me, I can defend myself.
Noriega teaches students with no gi.
That's what we have. We do it in a t-shirt and a short, just to be able to grasp the body holds and how you break balance and how you hold the person or how you could control the person without a gi.
The art gives a new meaning to the way we live.
Judo gave me a way of life. I mean, I enjoy Judo. You could apply it to anything. You could apply it to your job, you could apply it to your life.
For pricing and schedules on the classes, make sure to call the Coral Gables Youth Center. For Coral Gables Now, Rodolfo Roman.
All right, thanks, Rodolfo. Coming up on Coral Gables Now, reality TV arrives in Coral Gables. We'll sit down with the newest cast member on the Real Housewives of Miami. We'll be right back.
Things can get pretty ugly when you're bored. In an after-school program, you can find something way better to do.
Welcome back. Coral Gables will be getting more FaceTime on primetime. That's because the reality show Real Housewives of Miami has a new cast member from Coral Gables. Karent Sierra is well known in South Florida's Latin community, but now the rest of the nation will get to know her too. Thank you, Karent, for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
So let's start from the beginning. You are a dentist, and you specialize in cosmetic dentistry.
That is correct.
And you've got a lot of A-list patients. And
I do.
It's located here in Coral Gables.
Actually, I'm very close by. I'm here in Coral Gables, right on Ponce de Leon, between Riviera and Lejeune. So I'm very visible right off of US 1. And I've been practicing here for over 13 years.
Wow. And you, so 13 years, and in Coral Gables, all those 13
Always
years?
in Coral Gables.
So why did you select Coral Gables?
You know what? First of all, I was raised pretty much very close by to Coral Gables. I was raised in Westchester, and everything that I've always done as far as work, as far as socialized, all the restaurants we go to, all the nice bars, always obviously in Coral Gables. And this is a place where I knew that I wanted to basically plant my seed and to work, to live, and to entertain. So I figured there was no question as to where I was going to open up my office. And when it was finally time for me to find a location, I was so fortunate that an office opened up in a prime area in Coral Gables, which is Ponce de Leon.
Wow. So not only are you a dentist,
yes,
you are the spokeswoman for Colgate as well.
That is correct. I'm the national spokesperson for Colgate.
And you're an actress.
Yes.
And now you're adding Real Housewives. How do you find time, Karent?
A lot of Cuban coffee.
And like 3 assistants, because I mean, how is that possible?
You know what? It's actually, I've been very fortunate that my dental assistant transitions when I'm filming into my personal assistant.
Okay.
Because I work normally 3 days out of the week as a dentist. And the other 2 days I dedicated, whether it's to go to my castings, my filmings, or whatever it is that I do. And she's wonderful because she can transition from suctioning to picking my clothes up. So I can't live without Veronica, which is wonderful.
So you definitely have a love for acting and just being in front of the camera. So is that one of the reasons that you, well, tell me how it first got started, Real Housewives. I mean, were you approached? Did they approach you?
I will tell you, it first started with my publicist.
Okay.
And as you'll find out throughout the episodes on the show, I've been questioned as to why I have a publicist. And not only am I a dentist, but I also started my own foundation called Sharing Smiles, which is offering free dentistry to underprivileged children, whether it's in Miami, North Miami, and in the future, obviously, I would like to expand it to other areas. And having a publicist affords me that opportunity to spread the word as to that my foundation exists, what we do, and obviously be able to raise more money.
Right.
The more money we raise, the more children we can see and attend to. So that was the main reason why I've had a publicist for as many years as I've had it. And also because not only am I a dentist, but I want to get myself out there as an actress and cross that famous little line, which is so difficult to do between the Hispanic and the American market.
Yeah, and I agree with you because we know you in the Hispanic market. You've been
Correct.
in a lot of shows and commercials.
Correct.
And but you know, people like Sofia Vergara have done it, and so you know, I think the fact that you're on Real Housewives is also giving you that opportunity to do that.
Exactly, and thanks to Liza, and that was my point. Is my publicist came up to me and she goes, "Karen, they're looking for some women for the Real Housewives of Miami," and this was my face. She's such a serious, such a professional publicist that I was like, "Liza, are you serious?" She goes to me, "Yes. You always wanted to use something as a platform, as a jumping board to, cross that line and get into the American market. So be it. You're a professional. You're different from all these other women, from all these other shows that have done it. You know, you're not just married to a rich guy and just spending money. You are basically,
You're a professional.
You're a professional. I stand on my own 2 feet. You know, although I love being with someone, I don't need to be with someone. And that was the key, and that's how she tried to sell it to me. She was try to be an example, try to, you know, show the viewers that it's not just the drama related, that a professional woman can be on TV and hopefully set a good example.
Wow. So, you know, now that you are, I mean, you've done things before. You've been, you've done commercials and things, but
correct.
This is a camera following you 24/7. So there is a change there.
Yes.
How has that affected your life? I mean, was it what you expected?
I will tell you, I wasn't sure what to expect because when we have call times, whether it's when I hosted a TV show, when I did a soap opera, when I, you know, filmed TV commercials, you show up at 7, you leave at 12, or however long it takes, and you're done.
Yes.
And although this wasn't per se 24/7, because I did have my profession and I couldn't interfere 100%, I still need to see my patients and attend to them. It was very consuming, shall we say. And when they would schedule us, let's say for a shoot, once that mic is on, whether the cameras are filming you on top of you or not, anything and everything is subject to be aired. So you have to be very careful if you're tired.
Did you
if you're
cringe
mentioning
sometimes doing that? I mean,
you do. It takes a while to get used to it. I'll be honest with you, because my personality is very laid back. Anybody that knows me, I'm always smiling. Thank God I'm in perfect profession. You know, I'm always smiling, and that's the person that I am. I'm a social person. I talk to, you know, whether it's the cleaning lady or the president. That's who I am. So I didn't run into, you know, the fear of what am I going to say, because I am who I am. I'm an open book. But it was a little self-conscious, shall we say, because you're sitting there and you know that that mic is on and you know that the cameras are filming, and whether they're filming you or not, they're going to capture every little thing, and you would hate for something to be misinterpreted. Because of course the power of television is editing, as we all know, and the fact that things can be misconstrued maybe sometimes, or that I would hate to see that something was taken out of context. I don't know what to expect. So that's the part that at the beginning got me a little fearful, and you know, made me work out a lot to blow off some stress. But at the end of the day, what I realized is just be who you are, and people that know you are, you know, will love you and support you no matter what. And I think no matter how much the power of editing can change things around, your true essence will always come out. And that's what I believe in. So I figured, why not? And after a while, you just need to learn to create some thick skin. That's for sure.
So you learned that from the other housewives, huh?
Yes.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, I've been blamed for being, I guess, too innocent, too naive, because I just don't think that there's, I guess I live in this world peace, you know, this happy place. And I don't think that people can be malicious and want to create controversy or create drama. But I guess it was a rude awakening.
It was. Oh, my gosh. Well, we've got to look forward to.
There is a lot of drama.
Really. Now, you would be the third now housewife to be cast member, to be in the show that lives in Coral Gables.
Correct.
So are we going to see more of Coral Gables now?
I think we definitely do spotlight some areas of Coral Gables, which I think last season it was unfortunate because I don't think they really tapped into the beauty, which is the city. And we definitely film in my office, we film in my home, you know, different areas of Coral Gables. So I think we do tap into it a little more. Obviously, I only see what I film, because sometimes we film with a whole group of women or just with one. And then sometimes the other girls film on their own. I have no idea what they film. So my goal was definitely to try to highlight this beautiful city of ours, and not just on a local level, but on a national level as well. So we'll just have to wait and see.
We have to wait and see. Those are the final words. Thank you so much, Karent. I know you're a very busy person, and I really appreciate you coming.
My main thing is to use this opportunity to just really highlight the fact that, you know, professional women have a platform, and that we can use it to do good, not just to create drama. And in the show, like I said, we highlighted the fact that I did have my foundation. You know, we showed
got across.
Yes,
Good.
we actually filmed a Sharing Smiles Day at my office, where we brought you know, some kids from an organization, and we were able to see them with Zoo Miami helped us out, and they brought us animals, and so we were able to, you know, entertain the kids while teaching them the importance of dentistry. So that's my goal, is that it's not just slap-filled drama,
yes,
but that there's also important topics in society that we should show and we should really portray.
And there's so many celebrities that say that they have all these charities that they belong to, and we never see the fruits of their labor.
Exactly.
Too. And so the fact that they were able to portray that and show that in a show was great. That's
I know.
a great idea.
Hopefully that doesn't get edited out.
Well, at least we know it was filmed.
Exactly. It was definitely filmed. I have the pictures to prove it.
Karent, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
It was
we wish
a
you the
pleasure
best
being
of
here.
luck.
Thank you so much.
You know that I put on red lipstick because of you, because I saw one of your interviews. All right, and you said that red lipstick makes your teeth look whiter.
It's
so
true. Oh,
I
well,
never
thank
put
you.
on red, but I put it on because of you.
Thank you for listening.
So Real Housewives airs starting September 13th, and then will air every Thursday after that at 10 p.m. on Bravo. And still to come, Karent is not the only one that is spicing up the city. Miami Spice is in full swing. Find out what Coral Gables restaurants are participating in the popular event. We'll be right back.
Take a pop quiz with me. In what film did I feel a need for speed? What was my call sign? Who did I sit behind in the F-14? Oh, and one more question. Who does your kid sit behind in homeroom?
Know what really matters. Know about your kid's school, and know about your kid. Find out 100 ways to know more, do more.
Welcome back. You've got until the end of the month to take advantage of a special priced 3-course meal at some of the top restaurants in Coral Gables. Now here's a list of the participating restaurants in this year's Miami Spice event. These Coral Gables restaurants have created special menus for lunch and dinner. Now during this month, a 3-course lunch costs $13 to $23, and dinner costs anywhere from $33 to $39. For more on the menus or a complete list of participating restaurants, you can always visit www.ilovemiamispice.com. And finally, we told you we would update you on Anna Tunnicliffe's performance at the London Olympics. She was the captain of the women's American sailing team. Unfortunately, her hopes for a gold medal ended when her team lost the quarterfinals to Finland. There is always Brazil in 2016, though. Now that does it for this edition of Coral Gables Now. Thanks for watching Coral Gables Television, and we'll see you next month.